Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on some new Milani products that I just picked up. The first one that I'm going to be reviewing is the Milani Retouch and Erase Concealer, so I'm really excited to try this, and their new Make It Last setting spray. It says it lasts for 16 hours. I'm also going to be using some other Milani products. They're not necessarily new, but they're new to me. If you want to see what I think about all of these products and what I think about these new Milani products, just keep watching. So I already primed my skin. I don't have a Milani primer, but I do have a Milani foundation, one that I really like. I'm going to be using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. Since this isn't new, I'm just going to put on some music while I put this on, and then we'll jump into the concealer right after. Okay, now that I have my foundation on, let's jump into the concealer. So like I said, it's called the Retouch and Erase Concealer, and it says it's a light lifting concealer. I have the shade 02 Light. When I was in CVS, they only had two shades, Fair and Light. I'm not sure if those are the only two. I'm hoping they have other shades. And it says that it's a light lifting concealer which conceals dark circles, covers spots, blemishes, and imperfections, brightens, and revitalizes. It says it has a mess-proof cushion tip, and it comes with 0.24 fluid ounces. So let's break the sucker open and try it out. So I think this shade will be good for me. Fair didn't look super fair, so I think it could work for a lot of people. Let me see what the shade looks like. Oh yeah, I think that'll be good. The cushion tip is a little firmer than I thought it would be. It's not as soft as let's say the Maybelline Age Rewind cushion. This one's a little bit softer. This one is a bit more dense, in case you were wondering. Yeah, so I'm just gonna apply it under my eyes and let's see what happens. I'm just squeezing it out and then using the tip to blend. I mean, I'm honestly not gonna use this to blend it out. I'm gonna use my beauty blender just because that's what I use all the time. And honestly, I mean, but I do like the way that the applicator spreads it out. I think that's really nice. The shade I think is perfect for me, so if you have my skin tone, I would say go with the shade Light. Put some down my nose, my chin, and forehead. Okay, let's blend it out. Start with my chin. It blends out really easily. It actually looks really nice on the skin so far. Once I blend it, I'm gonna look at it super close in the mirror. Yeah, the shade is definitely perfect for me. If you want a brighter highlight, then go with the Fair, but I think in general, this is the perfect shade for me. It doesn't have that much coverage because I can still see some of like my dark circle. I don't have terrible dark circles, so like I'm happy personally with this coverage, but someone that has more intense dark circles, I don't know if you would like this. I do like the way this blends out. Okay, so that's the concealer blended out. Let me just look at it in a mirror up close. I can see it creasing a little bit already. I actually really like how it looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't really emphasize my pores, which is something that I always worry about with a concealer. I usually want a concealer that's a mix between matte and kind of a skin satin finish, because if it's a bit more matte satin finish, then it kind of, I've noticed, glides over my pores and it doesn't make them stand out. So that I'm happy with. I'm gonna set it with some powder and see how it looks with some powder. I'm gonna be using my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder just because I always like the way that my skin looks with this finish. I'm also setting anywhere that I put that concealer. Okay, now let's see if that concealer played nice up close with that powder. So far it looks good, but let's do the ultimate check. Wow. I actually really like the way that looks. Yeah, so I would say coverage-wise, this is a medium coverage. I'm not sure if you can build it up to be a fuller coverage concealer, but I think this is the kind of consistency that I personally look for when I'm doing under my eyes. I don't necessarily love a super full coverage under my eyes, but something medium to make everything look natural and not too cakey, something that really just glides over my pores. Hopefully they have a darker shade for me so that I could pick it up for just like putting it on my skin for blemishes. Let's jump into the rest of my makeup. I'm just gonna set with some powder, and then I'm gonna be also using some other Milani products, so stay tuned. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that it sits really well on top of foundation. Sometimes when you put a concealer on top of a certain foundation, it doesn't necessarily blend together really well, it can separate. But I mean, I guess because they're both Milani, they are meant for each other, and I actually really like the combination. For a bronzer, I'm gonna be using the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Glow 04. It's a really pretty shimmery bronzer, so I'm just gonna take that on a bronzer brush and take that on the perimeters of my face. It's a very warm tone bronzer, but not like in an orangey way. I actually really do enjoy it. I would say the finish is actually pretty similar to my Hourglass bronzer, so this is, I think, a cheaper option. I think Milani has some great products. For blush, I'm going to be using the Milani Baked Blush in the shade 01 Dolce Pink. It's a really pretty pinky shade. It doesn't have too much shimmer in it. Like, the glitter in it is more of a sheen. It's not super chunky glitter, but obviously if you don't like shimmery blushes at all, you won't like this. I personally do, because it acts as a 2-in-1 sort of highlight shade. Especially with the shimmered bronzer, I think for just day-to-day, that can be enough sort of highlight for a lot of people. And I do like this blush a lot. It blends out really well on the skin, and it's pigmented, but not so much where you have to really be super careful with your blush brush. For my lip product, I'm gonna be using the Milani More Matte Lip Cream in the shade 39 Pretty. I saw this in store. They never have these in stock in my CVS or any CVS that I go to. And I finally found the shade, and I think this is the perfect nude pink shade for my skin tone. I've been looking for something like this, not just at the drugstore, but just in high-end in general, and I haven't found a color plus the formula that I like. And I already had the Milani shade 19 Covet, which is like a dark brown, which is actually a great dupe for the Smashbox Always On Matte Liquid Lip. Let me get it. Actually, let me swatch it for you while we're here. Why not? So this is the Smashbox. It's in the shade True Grit. It's a super gorgeous brown shade. I think it's super flattering in the fall and the winter, a lot of people. And then this is the Milani. This is the Smashbox, and this is the Milani. The Smashbox is slightly cooler tone brown, but this one isn't that much warmer, and the formula honestly is pretty similar. If you want a true brown, opt for Covet by Milani. I'm just going to align my lips with Bound from ColourPop. Is this color beautiful? Oh my god. I really do like the formula, and I also love the doe foot applicator. I've said this in some videos, I love the flat doe foot applicators. I don't know, I just think that they apply a lot better. I think they're more comfortable. This color, I think, again, it's the perfect pinky, not too peachy. And now to finish off the whole look, I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Prime, correct, and set. 16-hour wear. It comes with 2 fluid ounces. So let's try this sucker out. Let's see how the mist is. Ooh, that's a very nice mist. There's a slight scent to it, but I don't mind that. It's not too overpowering. I really like the mist. And the packaging is like this beautiful matte. It reminds me a lot of the Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. I think that's what it's called. The packaging is super similar. I like it a lot. Overall, my review of these products is really good. I really like the concealer, the mist, setting spray, my liquid lip I'm in love with, and my bronzer and blush I've been using for a bit. I love that. Oh, and the foundation is obviously a winner. I love that so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you're a subscriber. Bye guys.